Look, they deserved it. We doubted Nick Foles. Maybe he was just going through some rust erosion as he finally found a game plan that worked really well for him. And you got to give their offensive line so much credit. He stood in the pocket, threw some balls down the field. Their run game is spectacular, as it has been all season long. And defensively, I mean, Chris Long, who is he's the backup defensive end, pass rush defensive end, was so disruptive, as were every one of those, that front seven. And the Vikings never got out of their own way after that first drive. Look, we knew that Case Keenum could be vulnerable to making some bad decisions. He did. When Patrick Robertson took that pick six and goes back for a touchdown, the entire momentum of the game changed. The home field, the home crowd, and this feeling that the Eagles were destined to go took over, and you saw it. And that's why we ended up getting a blowout in the game that nobody saw coming.
And you mentioned Nick Foles, who had an epic performance. He was actually our adrenaline performer presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Now, Foles finished 26 of 33 for 352 yards and 3 touchdowns with no interceptions, and on his 29th birthday.
Happy birthday.
He racked up a 141.4 passer rating, joining Tony Eason as the only quarterback since the 1970 merger to begin his playoff career with 3 straight games of a 100-plus passer rating. Now, this against a highly touted Minnesota defense. Tiki, what happened to the Vikings? Were they just on that emotional high from the game before?
No, I don't think it was that.
What?
I think when you have someone, 2 big backs like Jay Ajayi and LeGarrette Blount, just pounding down on you and picking up yardage doing it, it gets really hard to resist, right? And then all of a sudden you get some balls thrown over your head that you don't think are available to them, right? Nick Foles can't throw that pass. He's not going to connect on that. And all of a sudden they connect on those as well. You're caught as a coordinator. You're like, all right, what do I do? Right? How do I stop this? Because they're running the ball effectively and they're throwing it over our head effectively. And so Minnesota got worn out. Right? They couldn't get off the field. In fact, in the second half, those 2 drives, Philly only had really 2 drives in the second half that mattered, and they knelt on one. They punted on the third, and then they knelt on the last one. So 4 drives. They just methodical, short passes by Nick Foles, pound at 6 yards, short pass, pound, short pass, flea flicker, touchdown. All those, the game plan was exquisite for Philadelphia. You hate to describe it in that way, but it really was. They put their quarterback and all their skill position players in the perfect position to make the plays that mattered on the most important day of their season.